guys, welcome back to another week of Wednesdays. Today I thought I'd do an easy burnt hand tutorial for you guys. I will be using special effects gelatin in this video. If you haven't seen my previous video on just special effects gelatin and how to make it, I will leave the link right here for you guys to check out. So I will not be showing you how to make it in this video, I will just be directly applying it. So we'll just be doing a burnt hand look just right down the side. I guess it could be boiling water you poured on your hand, or steam burn, or something along the lines of that. Just whatever you guys want to use it for. So I forgot to mention, guys, you will want, of course, some special effects gelatin for this, some 99% alcohol, and of course some alcohol activated palettes. If you do not have these, you could of course use foundation, eyeshadow, whatever you guys have at hand, just make it work. And guys, of course you do want to be so careful with gelatin. As you do heat it up in the microwave, it can get really hot, so you want to let it cool enough before you put it on your hand or any part of your body, as it can actually burn you and really don't want to be burnt for life for some Halloween look that you've done. So always check with maybe the back of your finger, or putting a little bit just on the back of your hand with a spatula before you apply it to the more sensitive areas. Now that is quite warm, but it is tolerable. Now just remember that gelatin does have quite a short working time, as it does set once it cools down. So you just want to do it in small batches all over until you completely cover the area that you want, just for the fact that if you put too much on and you don't get to spread it out in time, it will look a little bit ridiculous. You just want to go out and spread the edges as much as you can before it sets. And just slowly layer it up. Now, as you can see with this gelatin, I'll just show you here, it's starting to get really stringy. And this is when you know it's too hard to work with. And applying it now to your skin may actually ruin your makeup, as it can lift up bits that have already been put down. And as you can see, I'm struggling just to get it off the spatula even. So now that I'm happy with the placement of everything, I could just leave it like that and make it a kind of healed scar more than anything. But even when scars do heal, they do leave quite like a fresh skin tone, so something quite more pink and kind of like it is just healed. Even after many years, this pigmentation probably will not be quite the same. So I just want to let that fully set before I go putting a brush on top of it, and just fix up any edges that you have that you think might be a little bit of a pain. You want to be careful as well with gelatin. I'm not sure if you can see, but it likes to string and make really fine kind of webs. And if that then falls on top of your look, it can just leave thin little lines all over the top of it. So now with just a fanned brush, did get this technique from the incredible powder, which was just evenly distributes coloration a fair bit more. So I'm just currently using the prime red color out of the PPI's On-Set Effects palette, and just gently dabbing it. I'm trying not to get too much pigment. If you do find that you do put too much pigment down, especially with alcohol activated palettes, you can just come through and with a little bit of just alcohol on a brush and just dab it and take away some of the coloration. Now just with the blood tone from the same palette, just going over it again, just to add some other colours to it, just to vary it a little bit, because you find wounds and stuff aren't just one colour, they will have a mix of tones in it. Now, the reds and stuff are mainly in the deepest parts, so the bits on the top, I like just to put a little bit of alcohol on my finger and just kind of brush over the top, just to try and get a little bit of a fleshy, melted look going. Whoop, sorry, I think you might have been completely out of view then. So now if you can see here, if it's going to focus, right here, it's way too harsh of a line. I want it more spread out, like down here. Make it look a bit patchy, so I'm just going to put some alcohol on my finger again and just kind of rub it till it disperses enough. Same with up here. At the same time, you do want to make it transition a little bit out. That is the finished look. We'll move the camera up and give you a better look at it in just a second. Ready to close. Kind of did this weird way, didn't I? It's not very easy for you to see on camera. So that is the finished look, guys. That is my freshly kind of steam burnt, maybe? I don't know, just a burnt hand in general look. If you wanted to make it look a little bit shinier, because gelatin does have a bit of a shine to it anyway, I don't worry about it too much, but you could put a little bit of either lube or you could put Vaseline on it just to give it a nice fresh oozy look. If you did want to make it look like a fire burn, you could always add some kind of charcoaly bits, some really nice crispy bits of skin in there, and it would work perfectly fine also. So anyway guys, that is the finished product. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I did doing it for you. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you next week. Bye!